Hello, today is June 11th and I am excited to announce that CSI Works is releasing CorePOS. We're right on schedule, actually a little bit ahead of schedule because we already have our first customer implemented, but now we're releasing CorePOS. Now, we chose to work with PAX hardware. Right out of the gate, we're going to support about 12 different devices that PAX has, and they could be categorized as kind of like the stations, as mini countertops, or things that you can hold in your hands, the handheld devices. The app itself is going to be agnostic of payments. So if a merchant already has a relationship with payment processing and just needs the hardware and the software, that's great. If they just need the software because they already have a PAX devices, that's also great. So any configuration of subscription with CorePOS is perfectly fine. We're agnostic in that way. The cost is going to be very simple as well. So $39.99 per month for the first device and $9.99 for each additional device. That's it. Everything else is your merchant services and the cost of hardware that you would incur, as it were. There is also an app market on CorePOS that has solutions from third-party providers. CSI Works brought all of its solutions that we only used to have on Clover. Now we have them on both solutions. We have them on Clover and on CorePOS. The $39.99 plus $9.99 for each additional device, the price of subscription includes the following features on CorePOS app, and these are software features, not necessarily hardware features. So dual pricing is native, right? So you don't really need like cash discount apps or any of the surcharging apps, because natively at all points, a customer or a merchant would see two different prices: cash price, credit price. Next functionality that is kind of cool, I think, is that it works offline. So that's a very common request. Our internet is not stable. Sometimes it's on and off. And so this will work offline. The payment component, merchant will have to sort of decide what is the upper limit that they can take in terms of offline, and understand the responsibilities and the liability of having to take payments offline with credit card. But just the app itself, right? The inventory will not disappear. The checkout experience will not stop working. Offline means that you can continue using this app without internet. Also the features include inventory, right? So this will be accessible on a device. And also the next feature that I want to mention is the web back end, right? So an account will have a website where the merchant can log in and see the inventory, see the settings, and see statistics reports on the dashboard. And also the inventory is visible through the device. In the inventory, we'll have items, categories, and the discounts. Discounts that can just be set up and then manually triggered during checkout. So the discounts will only manually trigger on its own, on the native. So any kind of discounting automation would need to be done with third-party apps. We have the stats and the history, right? So the history shows order, whether there was paid or open, right? So we can continue, we have open order concept and orders that are paid. We have orders, transactions. We also show the sales stats, total charges, number of charges, average charge, items sold, tax collected, transaction analysis. And then in settings, manipulate taxes. There can be a number of different taxes set up as a percentage. Taxes can be made default, and then default taxes can be applied to items that are, say, default taxes, or customized pretty much whichever way that is needed. Fees also can be set up only as dollar values and manually triggered or assigned to items. Any kind of other fee management will need to be done with third-party apps. Tips is part of the features. So we have tips entry location, so either on tablet or on printed receipt. We have tip suggestions that can be controlled and manipulated. And then we have tip suggestion calculation. So we have this feature where tips can also be subject to taxes and fees that are triggering in taxes and fees, or not, whichever way you'd like. So You can put the tips above or below the tax and fee lines, basically, is what we're saying here. Offline mode, that tells a merchant, what the amount is that they'd be willing to take offline. This is for credit card processing, obviously. And then there's an app market, right? And so app market today will have solutions listed from CSI Works, Better Trade, and A1 Sync. A1 Sync is our QuickBooks integrator, and CSI Works has an arsenal of third-party apps that are very focused on consumer good retailers, sell-by-weight retailers, age-restricted product retailers, liquor stores, tobacco shops, butcher shops, all of that. And the solutions that CSI Works brings to the table, coupled with CorePOS and with PAX devices, is a perfect point of sale system for liquor stores, tobacco shops, grocery stores, butcher shops, the consumer good retailers that could be categorized by two types of products that are sold by weight or products that are age restricted. Now, we welcome other developers to bring in their solutions into CorePOS and expanding their offer into the market share that utilizes that particular point of sale. And we are agnostic in that way as well. And together we feel, and only in this kind of configuration, the thought is that we can make a perfect point of sale, because no one company, no one provider can actually accomplish that goal, as it seems, based on where we are today. But I feel that if we stay the course with CorePOS, the one that we set, where we will continue to remain extremely open to the opportunity to work with other developers, we will continue to expand the support of different hardware brands and lines. PAX was the first, it's not the last. And we will continue to be agnostic of payment services component. Right? So if a merchant already has a relationship with their favorite agent, with their favorite bank, that's perfectly fine with us. If they don't have one and we need to fill that gap, we'll fill that gap. But that's not a requirement. And so in this kind of configuration, CSI Works is making the bet that is a perfect point of sale for on-premise situation looks like, especially for independent retailers. This is CorePOS. And you can visit CorePOSnow.com to sign up in any configuration that you'd like. You can just get the software because you already have PAX hardware. If you don't have the payment processing, you can get that part as well. If you already have payment processing, great, we can turn that on. If you're working with an agent out in the field or with a bank where you want to subscribe to your merchant services, great, that's all fine as well. Either way, take a look at an app called CorePOS by CSI Works.